Welcome to our presentation on the influences of foreign films on culture and pluralism. The medium of film. The art of making films does not belong to one culture alone. Storytelling has been an integral part of passing along our beliefs and morals for many of our cultures for thousands of years. The media of film has simply given us a new way to tell these stories. Ang Lee was quoted as saying, "Making movies is a way of understanding myself and the world." On to China. The movie Fearless, in 2006, directed by Ronnie Wu. This film is based on the life of Ho Yuan-ji, a martial artist who fought in many foreign fighters in highly publicized matches. His victories helped fuel national pride and identity at a time in the final years of the Qing dynasty when China was feeling pressure from the British and the Japanese influences. Soon after, the country became the Republic of China. Ho Yuan-ji became a national hero and a source of pride among many of the Chinese.
They came to break a nation's will, but one man stood to defy them. We better lose this time. Our victory is guaranteed. From the producers of Hero and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Jet Li in his final martial arts epic. Jet Li's Fearless. Rated PG-13.
And now on to Greece, and the film My Big Fat Greek Wedding, directed by Joel Zwick in the year 2002. This is a film written by Nia Vardolos and based loosely on her own life and experiences, growing up in Manitoba with her own Greek family. The main character in the film, Tula Portolakos, struggles with her family's traditions and their acceptance as she falls in love with a man who is a school teacher and very not Greek. It's bringing together the elements of Greek and Western cultures and how families can have closely guarded those traditions. It was nominated for the Best Original Screenplay at the 75th Academy Awards. Now over to India. The movie Black, directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali. This story of Black involves Mukherjee's character, Michelle, who is deaf, blind, and mute, and her progress from birth into adulthood and her struggle to obtain a degree. The director is quoted as saying that he was inspired by the story of Helen Keller. In a twist, though, her sometimes harsh caregiver and teacher, Mr. Sahai, develops Alzheimer's, and Mukherjee's character becomes a caregiver in return. The film Black is distinctly Hindi, but draws inspiration from a Western source, and makes it into something universal. The film also depicts how these two vulnerable individuals can help one another with love and support. Where Helen lacks vision and hearing and the beauty of sight, nonetheless she is able to remain by his side and bring him joy in his old age. Now over to Japan. The movie Seven Samurai, directed by Akira Kurosawa. Kurosawa was heavily influenced by the movies by John Ford in the 1940s. These Western films, which included a lot of sweeping landscapes, themes of duty, and subtle comedy in the actors themselves. At this time when he made the film, they were examining the roles of Japanese society after World War II. Should the Japanese continue with their society as they had? The Seven Samurai examined these caste roles and society roles, from the upper to middle to lower classes. Ultimately, it never makes any real distinction or asks the audience viewer to make up their own minds about their roles and how they were influenced. Kurosawa, in turn, also influenced other Western filmmakers heavily in exactly these same questions. The Seven Samurai is also credited as being the first film in which there is an ensemble of heroes that are brought together for a common mission. It resulted directly in the movie The Magnificent Seven, but also influenced the making of movies like The Guns of Navarone, The Dirty Dozen, or even more recently, The Avengers, which includes an ensemble of heroes brought together for a common purpose. Now finally on to Sweden. The movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, directed by Niels Arden Oplev. also named Man som hatar kvinnor in its original state in Sweden. This movie, based on a novel by Stieg Larsson, involves a character Elizabeth who helps an investigative journalist uncover the disappearance of a woman presumed dead. It explores the universal themes of violence against women and some of the culture's acceptance of it, also misogyny, and in some cases the biblical or religious justifications for violence against women. Similar themes are seen throughout the world in film and art, no matter the culture. The film was made in 2009 from the book in 2005, and as I said, the title literally translates to Men Who Hate Women. It was remade more recently in Hollywood in the year 2011.
När Harriet var 8 gav hon mig en födelsedagspresent, en blå klocka från 1958. Sen kommer en ny blomma varje år. 1966, året Harriet försvann. In här på vinden. Varenda förbannade år sedan dess får jag på min födelsedag en blomma med posten. Från olika delar av världen. Så vem skulle skicka blommor? Harriets mördare? Ja, du känner inte min familj. Du vet inte vad de är i stånd till. Jag favoriserade Harriet. Och det gjorde henne till ett självskrivet offer för alla som vill ha mer makt inom Bannierkoncernen. Han ville krossa mig.
Now finally on to Hollywood, synonymous with the movies and the center of the North American filmmaking. Filmmakers are storytellers of human nature. No matter the nationality or culture, the same stories are borrowed and retold. We see that the world over we look to retell the classic themes of human nature and universal struggles, but each with their own cultural lens filter, and each borrowing from one another to make the important messages heard throughout the world around. Francis Ford Coppola said, all of a sudden there are great Japanese films, or great Italian films, or great Australian films. It's usually because there are a number of people that have cross-pollinated each other. This reinforces the idea that no one country or culture makes film unto themselves, but instead we belong to a world culture of film.